This is Stephen Smith recording for Collin College. The purpose of this recording is to demonstrate the installation of the SQL Server 2017 on a Windows 10 platform. If you have a Windows 7 platform, you need to be installing SQL Server 2012. That's a different recording. This one is 2017 64-bit edition. First of all, if you have anything that you have running on your computer except for the browser in which you're viewing this video, you need to stop it immediately. Just stop all. You shouldn't have anything else running while you're doing an install. SQL Server likes to be the only thing running during the install process. Second, if you have not, you need to stop and restart your computer right now. So go ahead and stop the video and do a boot on your computer, and then don't start anything else except the browser. Come back here when you're ready, and then we'll proceed from here. Okay, so I assume that you have just restarted your computer, and here we are ready to go. You're going to go to this URL, download this this file. It'd be a ½ megabyte. You're going to you'll download this file actually. He's a ½ meg. He'll download pretty quickly. Execute him, and he will pull down the larger file, this one. He is a packed file, and he's actually going to get bigger than that. But that's the first one that we need. This one is our database engine. So he's about better part of ½ gig, well, 0.7 gig, 3/4 gig almost. And then you'll be downloading another file later. You'll be downloading, follow this hyperlink and download this file. So the best thing to do right now, I guess, is just stop and go download those files, and then come back here when you're ready to go. So I'm going to assume right now that you have downloaded those files, and we're ready to go. You've saved them someplace, and I'm going to guess you've saved them. If you've saved them where I saved them, then that would be here. 309. And then there is the file that I saved, SQLEXPRADV_X64_ENU. If it's anything else, you didn't get the right file. I'm going to execute that file. By the way, you do have to be the administrator. I'm going to say yes. This says choose a directory for the extracted files. In other words, it's going to extract some files and put them here, and I'm going to say okay. And it's unpacking itself. You'll be able to delete these files later. That's in this directory right here. And here we go. We're going to do a new SQL Server standalone installation. A new SQL Server standalone installation. Click that first one. And if we didn't accept the license terms, we won't get very far, so we'll say next. We have to do the rule check, and he's going to check and make sure that we can install it. We have a warning on our Windows firewall. I'm not sure what it is. It's enabled. Okay, so you might have to do some work on your firewall here to open the correct ports. You can look that up if it's a problem on which ones to open. It usually isn't a problem. It's just a warning that the firewall has to be configured for it. I'm going to say next. Okay, and the instant features that I'm going to install are pretty much, I'm going to select everything that it's saying. Let's see, database engine service. So I'm going to select the ones that it's recommending. I'm not going to say select all. There's a few in here that we don't need. We'll just take the ones that it that defaults. Instance root directory, you can leave that alone, and these other directories are fine the way they are, unless for some reason you want to change them. I'm going to say next. And I think we're going to wait for a few minutes. Okay, now make note of this, the named instance that we're going to name it. The name of this will be SQL Express. The instance ID will be SQL Express. That might be something to make a note of to be important later. If you see something like SQL Express 1 or 2 or something like that, that's telling you that you might have another instance installed on your machine. Where it will get installed is here at this root, and I'm going to say next. And as soon as this thing goes into its install mode, I'm going to pause the recording. Okay, at home, your server database engine, the startup type of your server database engine at home should be set to manual. Okay. I recommend setting your database engine to manual for the same reason I recommend turning your car off in the driveway at night. And I'm going to talk about this in detail a little bit further along in the lecture. Basically, at your computer at home, if you run the SQL Server data engine at all times, you'll be using a lot of memory and a lot of processing power that most of the time you're not using unless you're doing database stuff. I need to pause the I'm back. Phones pick great times to ring. Okay, so I said set for the server database engine, set the startup type to manual. That means that every time you want to use it, you'll have to go in there and start it, but that's okay because it will free up enough of your computer resources to be worth doing. The rest of the stuff, the launchpad and all, you can leave as automatic. That's not a big one, but this database engine, it's kind of like leaving your motor running in your car when you park it at night. You really don't want to do that because it's going to take a lot of gasoline. I'm going to say next. Grant, I guess I'll check this guy. That's a new one for this one. Grant, perform volume maintenance task privilege. Okay. And I think, okay, here's now this one, stop